Hello everybody, welcome to Dania Beach for the Superboat International Dania Beach Offshore Grand Prix. It's the fifth stop on the 2004 tour. It's sponsored by the Seminole Hard Rock Casino. Next on the schedule we have coming up Washington, North Carolina, Orange Beach, Alabama, New York City, Deerfield, and then the Worlds in Key West. But right now we're here in Dania Beach for the Hollywood Dania Grand Prix. Around 30 boats on hand for the weekend's festivities. A lot of boats in the stock class, a lot of boats in the Super V class, and several boats scattered throughout the rest of the field. There you see Miami Boys, one of the P4 boats. It's a 28-foot Pantera with a Mesa balancing engine and Bravo drives. Here's one of our P1 class entries, red, white, and wet, P1-6, a 36-foot Spectre. Pretty new to offshore racing, glad to have him around. SBI has done a great job to set this race up here. It's a first-year event. The dry pits are here at the Dania Highlight. The wet pits are at Harbor Town Marina, and the race course stretches from Dania Beach all the way to Hollywood Beach. An 8-mile course, 4-mile legs up and down the beach. There's a new face to the SBI Racing, Lucas Oil, Nigel Hook, and Nick Pavlicek in the Super V class. Superboat International's big Featherlight trailer carries all the medical and safety and turn equipment. Here's Team Taboo. It's a 42-foot fountain powered by Yanmar turbo diesels with harness and surface drives. Bill Mazzoni's the owner and driver of this boat. There you see KineticAnimation.com Recycle America S111. It's a 30-foot AMT powered by twin 280-horse Mercury outboards. Here's Showtime, a 36-foot skater owned by Outlaw Motorsports. Mark House, your driver. There's Bermuda Barracuda. It's another 30-foot AMT in the stock class. Chris Marshall and Dennis Barry aboard. Always a front runner in the stock class. Dr. Bruce Kruglich, driver for the Muscle Racing, number 50 Super V Light. Another shot of Mark House's boat, Showtime, 36-foot skater, running in the Superboat Limited class. James Shade is the driver. Mark House is your throttle man. This boat was formerly campaigned as White Knuckles, and previous to that it was also campaigned as In Motion Again. Here's one of our Superboat Unlimited boats. It's a 47-foot Tinkara Callan Marine. Driver is David Callan out of New York City. Throttleman is John Kosker out of Port Orange, Florida. The boat was rigged and maintained by Marine Performance in Port Orange. It's got twin torque Sterling V12 engines in it with BPM surface drives. Here's their competition in the Superboat Unlimited class, Bacardi Silver. Dave Scott owns the boat. John Tomlinson's the throttle man. This weekend, Chris Hanley's your driver. Here we see Map A. It's a 32-foot Doug Wright. Owned and throttled by Gary Ballou. Drivers Mike Magis. Max's Grill, one of their sponsors from Meisner Park in Boca Raton, Florida. Map A, a worldwide company for all your grout and adhesive needs. Here you see Instigator National Marine going back to their old boat as a backup boat after they spun their boat out in Sarasota. Put the old boat back together and put the 525 engines in it. Trying to keep up with the points here in Dania Beach. Try to make a run at the Superboat International V Limited National Championship. Another V Limited class boat. This is a 38-foot fountain. Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Troy Hannon, your throttle man. Brett Frischman is the driver. Both from nearby here in South Florida. Beautiful scenery here in Dania Beach. Airborne now over the Fort Lauderdale area, heading out towards the race course down in Dania Beach and Hollywood area. You can see the dark clouds rolling in on the background. Hopefully the weather will stay away in time to get the race off here. Beautiful Dania Beach in the background there. We'll run down towards Hollywood and back up the beach. 4-mile legs, 8-mile course going both directions. The Dania Pier right there in the background. The city of Dania really helped out to get this race on, and the Lions Club was a big help all weekend long. Here you can see the start of the super classes. V Limited, Superboat, P1, Superboat Limited. Several classes here today getting ready to start. 2 starts in this race. All the way to the inside, we have the green flag now. All the way on the inside is Instigator National Marine, but immediately going to the front of the pack, you can see Bacardi Silver as well as FountainRacing.com. Bacardi Silver taking off ahead of the pack now. Miccosukee also towards the front of the pack there on the outside. Black Pearl right there with them, and as well as Firewater. Several boats heading out front early on here. Rio Roses is all the way to the outside. Ben Robertson and Mike Seabold aboard Rio Roses, 2 champ boat racers together. And then right in the middle of your screen is the orange and yellow and black Showtime. It's a 36-foot skater. Nigel Hook all the way on the outside on the beach, running down there, and then Lucas Oil number 7 V Limited boat. A little bit bumpy here early on, not quite flat like Sarasota, but still easy handling for these big Super Vs and super boats. Heading off of Dania now towards the Hollywood Beach area. Right in front of us is David Knight and Roger Ostley there in the FountainRacing.com boat. Just ahead of them is Firewater, Rich Wyatt, and Herb Stotler in the Superboat V Unlimited class. Going on board with Firewater now, driver Herbie Stotler, throttleman Rich Wyatt, coming off 2nd place in Sarasota, trying to improve some points here in Dania Beach at the 5th stop on the Superboat Tour. On the left there, you can see Bacardi Silver going off to the quick lead in the Superboat Unlimited class. On board a Superboat V-bottom now, going by a V Limited there on the right. That's Miccosukee Indian Gaming. From this vantage point, looks like Firewater out to the early 2nd or 3rd place overall. You can see their competition there right off to the right. Rio Roses, very similar boat. That one running Mercury power. On board the Firewater, you have Stotler power. Coming off the south end of the course, heading back north again to our helicopter. the V1 Firewater Racing Team. One of the main sponsors, DF Young Logistics. Mac Tool is also a new big sponsor helping out the Firewater Race Team. Rich Wyatt, the throttleman, really does a great job in rough water. Has proven himself time and time again this year. Kirby Stotler, pretty new to driving this boat, but he is the engine builder and he does maintain the boat, does a great job. Firewater, beautiful 40-foot fountain. Stotler Racing engines with Mercury number 6 drive. You can hear Rich Wyatt doing a great job on the sticks. Just ahead of Firewater, their main competition, Rio Roses. Very similar boats, a little different power, but both run strong. As you can see, the Superboats and the Superboat V-Bottom took off quite a lead off the rest of the V-Limited class. Here you can see the front of the pack in V-Limited, FountainRacing.com, and Lucas Oil in the front of the pack, heavily contested V-Limited class. Lucas Oil is a 38-foot Scarab Cougar, little of both, Scarab bottom with a Cougar deck on it. Nigel Hook, the owner and driver, Nick Pavlicek, the throttle man. Mercury 525 power with the Weissman surface drives on it with the inline freight train setup. Lucas Oil ATM currently running second place in Superboat V-Bottom Limited class. The boats run very well all year. In Sarasota, they had a little navigational problem, as did many of the Super V class, so the results were quite skewed there, but currently running in second place here. The first showing for them in the Superboat schedule this year. Lucas Oil, Nigel Hook, Nick Pavlicek. There's Showtime, 36-foot skater. Mark House, the throttle man and owner. The driver's James Shedd, both guys out of Virginia. Showtime's a 36-foot skater powered by twin Mercury 525 horse inboards with Bravo drives. Running in the Superboat Limited Cat class, Showtime putting on a great show here today off at Dania Beach in Hollywood. Took a second place at the last race in Sarasota, a first place in Marathon. James Shedd, Mark House, and Showtime Outlaw Motorsports. See the cat going by the V-bottom in the background. That's Lucas Oil getting passed by Showtime. See the dark clouds off in the background, but still nice here where we're racing right now. Hopefully they'll stay away long enough to get the whole race in. A little bit bumpy conditions here, not too bad. Everybody doing a great job running strong here at the Superboat International Dania Hollywood Grand Prix. Coming down now on VL30, this is Miccosukee Indian Gaming. It's a 38-foot fountain. Drivers Brett Fershman, throttle man Troy Hannon. Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Miccosukee Indian Gaming's actually a big competitor of this weekend's sponsor, but Miccosukee Indian Gaming down off Chrome Avenue and 41, large casino and resort area, Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Troy Hannon at the throttles also owns Supreme Marine, who maintains the boat as well as several other race boats, including the Hulk. Troy Hannon, Supreme Marine, home for all your Mercury, Mercruiser, rigging, and service needs here in beautiful Fort Lauderdale. Miccosukee Indian Gaming number 30 is in a tight battle for the national championship in Superboat Limited class. Currently here, I believe, running in third place early on in the race here at Dania Beach, Hollywood. Looks like the boat's running great here. Heading down towards the south end of the course here off of Hollywood Beach. Looks like it gets a little bumpier down towards this end. Heading around the corner, turn back north again. Some onboard shots off the Miccosukee. Brett Firschman on the right is your driver. Troy Hannon on the left is the throttle man. Close, you can see the little TV screens right in front of them. That's their rear view camera through the mirrors, the rear view mirror cameras. Another VL class boat, Super V Limited. Right there off the right is the Black Pearl, very similar 38-foot fountain. Today Luke Dickey's driving with David Peterson on the throttles. Black Pearl running strong early on here in Dania Beach. See, very confusing down at the south end of the course off of Hollywood. All the boats going through the turn together. A lot of different classes, a lot of white water, a little bumpy in this area. Troy Hannon, Brett Firschman doing a great job in their 38-foot fountain, Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Going on board now with Black Pearl Racing. Luke Dickey, your driver. Dave Peterson, your throttle man, number 16 in the V Limited class. Another shot back from the start of the race there. You can see Real Roses right off to the right, and on the left is Miccosukee Indian Gaming. Black Pearl's the former Utz Castaway boat from last year. Now repainted and re-rigged. Black Pearl runs strong early on in the V Limited class. Getting a few bumps here right off the Dania Hollywood area. Still running strong. Dave Peterson doing a great job on throttle. Luke Dickey, great job at the wheel. Special thanks to crew chief Pete Sharkady. Going back to the second start of the race on board Taboo, a P3 class boat. Diesel's got quite the funny sound, but they always run strong, well, and very well in Taboo. Bill Mazzoni and Craig Wilson aboard. This starts the P boats as well as the stock class boats. Caribou always runs well. Took a first place in Marathon as well as first place in Sarasota. Currently leading the P3 class points.
You alright?
What's that?
You alright?
Yeah, oh, deep V. Fuck.
Oh, Kurt, don't
Here we go on board, pour it on at the start of the stock
go
class
left.
race.
Go left.
get behind Dennis.
Are we clear over there?
Yeah, we're clear. Stay in clean water. Stay in the middle.
Dude, you have it trimmed up real far?
Oh, man.
You need to get a little ballast in it.
I'm trying, man.
That's a little better, whatever you did.
All right, I'll stop the valves right there. You gotta get to the left. Get some clean water.
You want me to cross over, Dennis?
No.
Back now with the Super V limited classes is Muscle Racing number 50, running the VL50, the 42-foot fountain. You see Callahan going by on the outside in the Superboat unlimited class. Muscle Racing, a 42-foot fountain with Mercury Racing 525 engines with a number 6 drive. Diamond Dave Branch, your throttle man. Dr. K, Bruce Kruglich, your driver. Special Discovery Channel TV program being filmed about the guys here this weekend. Drew a new dimension to spectators here in boat racing. Diamond Dave, always the character, running strong here in the V limited class, coming off the big win in Sarasota in their hometown. Always throws the great party, threw another great one in Sarasota for the 4th of July races this year. Dave Branch and Bruce Kruglich in Muscle Racing. Bouncing around a little bit, but still running well, the VL50 Muscle Racing. Coming down now on number 22, Instigator National Marine, Joe Scrow and Peter Meyer, back to their old boat, the 42-foot fountain, their bigger boat. After they had a little mishap in Sarasota and took a bunch of water on, they're repairing that boat and modifying it now and trying to stay in the points chase here, so they brought out the old boat. Peter Meyer on the throttles, Joe Scrow with the wheel. You know, they had Jerry Haney working his butt off in Sarasota to get it here, and it looks like they're running well. Hopefully it'll pay off for them and get some points here in Dania Beach. Going by on the outside of the course, you can see Black Pearl there heading in, breaking down early in the race here. But still running strong in the DL class is the number 22, Instigator, National Marine, Joe Scrow and Peter Meyer. You know, they'd like to thank Jerry Haney and his brother Scott for all their help, and Joe DeMola for all the help they've done on the boat. Sliding back a little bit here to stock class. Battling it for the top spots in stock class. A great heated battle up front. Here you see the S-19, the Barracuda boat. Chris Marshall at the wheel from Bermuda. Dennis Berry from Illinois on the throttle. The 30-foot AMT, powered by twin 280 horsepower Mercury outboards. The Bermuda Barracuda running strong in the stock class, currently leading in the national points chase after 5 races in the very hotly contested Superboat stock class. See a big difference from the big V-bottoms down to these little cats. These boats weighing about 4,000 pounds. They take quite a beating here in this bumpy water, running about 90 miles an hour, a little above that. Heading around the south end of the course now in Hollywood Beach. There you see the MAP-A boat a little ahead of Bermuda Barracuda. This is currently second and third place in the Superboat stock class. MAP-A is a 32-foot Doug Wright design as opposed to Barracuda's 30-foot AMT. MAP-A, throttled by Gary Ballou and driven by Mike Magis. Last year's national champions. They were in the Sea Tow boat last year. This year they're sponsored by MAP-A. Great head-to-head battle here in the Superboat stock class between Bermuda Barracuda and MAP-A. Barracuda going by the MAP-A boat now currently into second place. MAP-A moving back to third. Gary Ballou and Mike Magis in the MAP-A boat. Chris Marshall and Dennis Berry in Bermuda Barracuda. Great head-to-head battle heading north here off the Hollywood Dania Beach coastline. 5th stop on the 2004 SDI Pro Tour. Sliding back now to the Superboat Unlimited class, the PX1, Bacardi Silver, John Tomlinson and Chris Hanley aboard. Coming down now on the S111, Recycle America, KineticAnimation.com boat. A little rock and roll in there. Mark Hanna's the driver. Ryan Beckley's the throttle man. Local sponsor would like to thank the Spring Hill Suites in Fort Lauderdale at the Airport Cruise Port for sponsoring our rooms for the weekend. It's a 30-foot AMT powered by twin 280 horsepower Mercury outboards. Making the turn to head south back down towards Dania Hollywood now. The highly competitive stock class. Recycle America took a 4th place at the Sarasota race, currently running in 6th place here in Dania Beach. Little bumpy waters here, but still running strong. We'd like to thank the crew from this race, Roxy Hanna, Tom Beckley, and Jonathan Smith, for all their help in getting everything done for the race this weekend. On board S111 now, kineticanimation.com, Recycle America.
Is that the pin I see right there? No.
I don't see it yet. It's at 11:30.
Yeah, I see him turning. Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
You like the way it's going?
Yep. Still don't have the pin.
Get inside him. Go left.
Inside?
Go left. Go left. Go left. Go left.
I'm turning. I still don't have the pin.
Stay right here. There was all that weight in front. The pin's a little to the right, little left, I mean.
I got it.
See it.
You want to go tight?
Just stay where you're at.
Little insight on the inboard camera of Recycle America at kineticanimation.com. Going on to P496 now. It's 28-foot Challenger Extreme Liquid Assets, Corey Chantry and Richard Davis aboard. Very close racing here in the P4 class between Fountain Extreme Racing and Miami Boys and Extreme Liquid Assets. Three boats, all the P4 class running head-to-head here at the Dania Beach Hollywood Grand Prix. Great battle here in the P4 class. There you see Frank Sorrow and Scott O'Connor in the Extreme Racing boat. This is, right now we're on top of Extreme Liquid Assets, the Challenger. P496, Corey Chantry and Richard Davis aboard. Innovation Power with Bravo Drive. Currently battling for second and third place in P4 class. Miami Boys is out front at the moment. Very even racing here in the P4 class. Extreme Liquid Assets and Extreme Racing battling here. Going with it, Extreme Racing now. It's a 29-foot Fountain Fever P411. Several sponsors aboard, including Throttle Up Propellers, West Marine, Bi-Direct Marine, Hydromotor Engineering, Hampton Inn, Fountain Powerboats, Hammerhead Boatworks Frenzy, Superboat International, and RPM Promotions. It's powered by a single 500 EFI Mercury inboard. The boat's won several races. It won the 2002 national title with finishes in the top 3 in every race and an unprecedented 5 wins. In 2002, obtained the world kilo record of 86.215 mile per hour in the F1 class. In 2003, it obtained the kilo of 87.684, breaking their 2002 record. In 2003, they won the Northeast Divisional title and the Southeast Divisional title, successfully defended their national title, and won the World Championship. Frank Sorrow, the throttle man, Scott O'Connor, your driver. Mike Soroy is also their crew chief. On the outside there, you can see stock class boat Deep V Cats going by. Lee Austin and Steve Quick aboard, but now we're still with Extreme Racing, 29-foot Fountain in the P4 class, currently running in second place, just behind the Miami Boys and just ahead of Extreme Liquid Assets. Scott O'Connor and Frank Sorrow doing a great job aboard. Coming up now on the leader in the P4 class, Miami Boys. It's a 28-foot Pantera. The sponsors include Mesa Balancing. They build the engine. It's a 600 horsepower Mesa engine. Albert Echemendia is the owner and throttle man. George Crespo is your driver today. Currently leading in the P4 class. They also won in Marathon and in Sarasota. The Miami Boys running very strong here in a little bit bumpy waters. The Hollywood Dania Hard Rock Casino Grand Prix. Some people they'd like to thank would be John Tomlinson from TNT Custom Marine for his support and contribution on the race boat, and Laz Mesa for his continuous support in making the most reliable motor out there. I'd also like to thank Joe and Pepe at Pantera for building a great boat and all their support. The Miami Boys currently leading in the P4 class. You can see them bouncing around just a little bit. The 28 Pantera handles the bumpy waters very well here off of Dania Hollywood. Looks like they're getting quite the bumpy ride now. Maybe looks like a tab was dragging there or something. You can see on the outside there that Extreme Racing has pulled up a lot closer, which also means that Extreme Liquid Assets is getting a lot closer. Great three-way battle here early in the Dania Hollywood Grand Prix in the P4 class. Looks like Miami Boys really slowed down here, getting quite the bumpy ride. That tab looks like it could be affecting them. Extreme Racing's really pulling right up alongside now. Frank Sorrow and Scott O'Connor in their 29-foot fountain going by the Miami Boys now in the southbound leg. Looks like Frank Sorrow's got the boat running really well. The Miami Boys are dropping back a little bit. Looks like that tab's really hampering their ability to keep it running hard. Great racing here in the P4 class between Miami Boys and Extreme Racing. The Extreme Racing currently your leader in the P4 class, P411, Fountain Extreme, Frank Sorrow and Scott O'Connor. Moving down on your current leader in the Superboat Unlimited class, David Callan, John Coster aboard Callan Marine. 48-foot King Cara, powered by Torque V12 engines with BPM surface drives. There you can see Callan giving the fans on the pier a great show, leading the Superboat Unlimited class. Great to see these guys out front this year. Had a lot of problems, but looks like the boat's running terrific right now. The Seminole Hard Rock Casino Dania Hollywood Grand Prix. David Callan and John Coster aboard the Callan Marine. King Cara, powered by Torque V12 engines with BPM surface drives. John Coster, owner of Marine Performance, rigged and maintained the Callan Marine, as well as oversees the construction of the new boats at Callan Marine, including their giant V-bottoms, as well as their new race boat that's being constructed. Head around the corner off Hollywood Beach, turning to head north again. You can see the lightning in the background. The weather's really rolling in now. Towards the later stages of the race is still in the lead, Superboat Unlimited class. David Callan, John Coster, and Callan Marine, number 17, Superboat Unlimited. Looking back a little bit, there's the Superboat stock class entry of DV Cats. It's a 32-foot LA Marine, built and throttled by Lee Austin. Driver Steve Quick out of Chicago. Lee out of the Fort Lauderdale area here in his hometown. Running very strong here. Great run for them. Currently in 4th place in the Superboat stock class. Sponsors include LA Marine and DiamondSource.com. Here at the 5th stop on the Superboat International Tour. DP Cats currently running 4th. Up till now, their best finish has been a 2nd place finish in Orange Beach, Alabama, but running very strong here today in the bumpy waters off Dania Beach. DP Cats S12. Steve Quick and Lee Austin aboard. Heading around the corner at the north end of the course right now. Getting ready to head right in towards the Dania Beach Pier. This big 32-foot LA Marine really eating up these bumpy waters here off Dania Beach. Currently 4th place in the Superboat stock class with 9 entries today. See the clouds rolling in. There's some rain real quick here at the end of the race. Getting real nasty now. Quickly going on board here with Pour It On. Having a little trouble here today. Jim Anselmo and Kurt Rosenberg aboard this 30-foot Spectre. Twin 280 horsepower Mercury outboards. Usually a strong contender in the super stock class. Having a little bit of trouble here today. Getting bounced around a little bit. Had a great photo finish with KineticAnimation.com, Recycle America in Sarasota. Just trying to recoup some points here today in the Dania Beach Grand Prix to continue on for the 2004 Superboat International Tour points chase. Well, you can see the beautiful weather here before the rain rolled in here at the Dania Beach Hollywood Grand Prix. It was the great stop for the 5th round of the Superboat International 2004 Tour, the seminal Hard Rock Casino Dania Beach Hollywood Grand Prix. Superboat International John Carbonell and all his staff did a great job putting this race on. We look forward to seeing everybody at the next stop in Washington, North Carolina, where we will be joining with the APBA, so there should be quite a few boats there to race. Some of your winners included Super V Class Firewater. 2nd place was Rio Roses. In Super V Limited, 1st place was FountainRacing.com. 2nd place was Mikasuki Indian Gaming. And 3rd place was Lucas Oil ATM. In Superboat Unlimited, Callan Marine comes away with the victory. Picardy Silver was in 2nd place. In Superboat Limited, Showtime was the winner with Mark House and James Shade aboard. E3, Team Taboo, the 42-foot Fountain with the Yanmar diesel engines, was the winner. Awesome Racing in P4 class. Top 3 boats all are very close together. Extreme Racing was your winner. Miami Boys was second, and Extreme Liquid Assets came home in third. In the Superboat stock class, the Hulk was your winner. Matt Pay took second place, and Bermuda Barracuda was third. And there you have all your results from the first annual Dania Beach Offshore Grand Prix, the fifth stop on the 2004 Superboat International Pro Tour. We'd like to thank Atlantic Coast Helicopters and our pilot Dave Clark for doing a great job. Glenda Kersey was our assistant onboard camera installer this weekend. Freeze frame video, always proud to be a part of offshore racing. We look forward to seeing everybody at the next stop of the race series in Washington, North Carolina in a couple of weeks. See y'all soon.